issue. Hey everyone, and welcome to Vega Community Call number 38 for October 2023. I'm the host, Dag, or Dagan in real life. I manage community over at Vega Protocol, and I put together these slides to give a little insight into all the exciting things that are coming up for the Vega community over the month of October. We're going to cover a bit on network updates, so validators that have joined, trading numbers, as well as updates on new markets. Also blog posts that have come out, new features, new UI refreshers with the console, and also swag, community activities we have coming up. There's a big surprise this month, which I don't think anyone could really predict. You'll find more about that a bit later, as well as many other fun, exciting things that we'll find out along the way. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the first thing to report on is that the community has proposed two new community governed markets, and those are for Bitcoin and Ethereum with an expiry of December the 31st, 2023. They're now live, people are trading them, volume is being pushed through. They're both futures markets, but they should be joined, I think, could be joined by perpetual markets when that feature launches later this month, so long as the community proposes them, provides liquidity, and gets them started. So yeah, that's kind of it for the market update. In terms of stats and volume, it's all looking really, really good this month. If you were here with me last month, you would have seen I had the screenshot on the left of those two kind of stat bots made by Ed from Commodum, one of the validators on the Vega network. And the bot shows that in the last month, TVL has gone up by about 60K or so, but total trade volume has almost doubled from $340 million USDT or USD, stablecoin dollars, to 558 million, which is quite a big jump and a good stats for like the Vega system being tested. I think as the months go on, we're getting more and more confident in the performance of Alpha Mainnet, in that it can support kind of these volumes going through it, and the traders using it, and it hasn't had any big issues or hiccups. And not only that, like there's been no issues with trading, but even the mainnet upgrades that we've had recently, deployment 1, they're all working as intended, and so are the new features. So we're all quite impressed. And yeah, if we take a look into the kind of more detailed figures, if you see from the 1st of September to the 29th of September 2023, we went from average trading volume of 6.4 million a day to 7. The amount of fees paid to liquidity providers have gone up from 6,727 to 8,172. That's like at least a 20% or so jump. And the fees paid to stakers have gone up as well, as more and more people kind of are using this, or at least more volumes going through the system. So these are good numbers, and I think for an extended test phase, they're very promising and show that the network can handle the volume being put through it. So yeah, those are the updates on the market stats. I'm quite impressed with everything we're seeing, and I think the team are as well. And the community seems to be receiving more rewards from trading activity, which is the purpose of the chain. So all good. Now let's talk incentives. So this is quite exciting. This month we've got quite a few new incentives planned, and we've already had 2. They were on perpetuals and on the on-chain referral system that's coming with the next Cosmic Elevator release. I think currently the incentive team have new incentives planned every single week in October, which means every week for the community here, they've got stuff to test out and try out and games to play to help make sure that the Vega system is as battle tested as it can be. And I think we might actually get some interesting different sort of incentives when we get to the lead up to Cosmic Elevator release, as something quite big will be happening in the community. And I think we're planning some internal stuff to try and make this as big a release as it could be. So more on that throughout the month if you're active in our community spaces. You should hear more information next week. Console. So the Vega trading console has been redesigned. We mentioned this last month, but it was in Fairground testnet. It's now been released to the mainnet, so you can use the new UI with the new features as well that dropped in deployment 1, such as stop orders or iceberg orders. And the domain has now changed. So instead of going to console.vega.xyz or vega.trading, you can now go to an IPFS hosted link, because the previous link used to go to console.vega.xyz and it would then redirect you after 10 seconds. And that would be quite long to wait, and also it would redirect you to an IPFS link. IPFS is Interplanetary File System, and it's basically a decentralized version of web hosting, so that you can access it. And it's not hosted by us, it's hosted on the decentralized file system. So now if you go to vegaprotocol.eth, if you're on certain browsers, or vegaprotocol.eth.limo, if you're on other browsers, like that one works, I think, on any browser, I think. Then you get redirected. No, you don't get redirected. That is like the site that Vega's hosted on, but then it will add some extra stuff at the end of that link when it finds the exact location of the site. So now basically the change for the end users is it's much easier to access the trading console. So now it's been redesigned. I think it looks really good. I think the team are quite talented. It looks beautiful, and it's finally helping Vega catch up and become a real good system that's iterated on the feedback from the traders that have used it, and is something that people be proud to use and also would enjoy using, as it's a good user interface and a good design. And then the link just makes that even easier. It's a kind of one step closer to true decentralization. As yeah, if you're still hosting it on centralized web servers, it's not really a decentralized product all in all. So that is cool. I hope the community like it. I do. And yeah, I think we have more changes coming to console as well, as certain bugs have been reported by the community in the mainnet deployment feedback channel on Discord. And I think the team are going through actioning on them as fast as they can. Another console thing I didn't put here, but it just came to mind, is that we're currently working on translations as well. So soon this should be available in more popular languages. Excuse me. It's not quite there yet, and we haven't started the translation work, but we're looking to see if it can be done over the next few months. So that'd be cool. As well as the new refresh to console, there's also 2 new wallets, which kind of came at the similar time. I don't know if it was planned for them to come exactly like really quickly, a short period of each other, but it's really cool that they're both available. So now we have the Vega browser wallet as kind of another option to use instead of the desktop wallet, much like MetaMask, which is also another browser wallet. You can install this within your Chromium-based browser or Firefox, and then you can access all of the Vega wallet features that you would have had from the desktop wallet. The browser wallet is kind of more feature complete than Snaps. I'll talk about Snaps in a sec, but the browser wallet's kind of at the cutting edge, and it has most of the features you would want from a browser wallet, such as signing messages, which you can't do from Snaps. But Snaps is the alternative, easier version, and it lets you have all of your Vega wallet information or software within one thing. So now, as well as like your Ethereum wallet, which you use to interact with Vega, you also have access to a MetaMask Snap version of the Vega wallet, which basically does the same thing as the browser wallet, lets you use console, lets you do any kind of trading or any other kind of action you would need to do, sign transactions with your wallet, but all through MetaMask. I found this really simple. I'm just impressed at how quick and easy it is. Like, you literally have to click 2 or 3 buttons and you can use the MetaMask Snap. So I think new users will probably gravitate towards this. And then as you kind of get more into the Vega ecosystem, you want to do a bit more, get involved in incentives, start signing messages, and people may move then to the browser wallets and the other wallets available, such as command line and desktop too. So now there are a wide range of options available for the community. I think the one thing we're kind of missing from this is more mobile wallet support, and that should come down the line. So I think we're a little bit away from that, as the focus right now is on Cosmic Elevator and improving kind of the UI and the wallets we have. The browser wallet needs improvements because in the future it should be able to show you your balances. But in time, I think mobile support will come as well. So yeah, Vega's getting into a really good place. Both for the wallet, the console, the features available. And now it's kind of time for people to kind of use it and it to be a really fully fledged decentralized derivative exchange. So I went through the front end side, but what about the core development side of things, which includes Cosmic Elevator, which is the next major roadmap milestone for the core engineering team. And we've been talking about Cosmic Elevator both internally and now externally for quite a while. And just a reminder that this includes perpetuals, which is the feature people have been asking for since Vega first started in testnet. Perpetuals dominate the crypto industry. The biggest traded products are all perpetual products. And now you can trade perpetuals, well, not now, but this month, if all goes to plan. You can now trade perpetuals on Vega, and you can actually do it right now in testnet on Fairground, as there is an incentive running where you can play around with both perpetuals and on-chain referrals. As well as that, we have Ethereum oracles coming as well, which allow you to use any kind of point to any kind of Ethereum oracle data to settle a market. This is going to get really exciting quite quickly, I think. So this enables us to kind of get way more interesting markets. So if you looked on the first slide, got to go all the way back. You would have seen we've got two new markets, right? Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they use kind of open oracle. I think Coinbase oracles or Chainlink oracles. I'm not sure. I should know. I think it was initially Coinbase, but then they might have moved them for the market creator. So you can go to market details to find out which ones are used. It's in the details tab on the right for the market. But with this, you can only do these kind of limited oracles. So there's limited types of markets, such as the big ones, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge also uses a different kind of settlement mechanism where the users have to provide the price data when markets come to settlement. My point is, two like less interesting markets are available, but with Ethereum oracles, you can do so much more. And you could start trading anything as long as you have an oracle that points to it, such as like the price of gold or something, or like weather futures, whatever. So that's something that can be done. On-chain referrals will allow the community to decide how they want to incentivize use of the protocol, which is pretty big, as this can get quite viral quite quickly. And yeah, we're testing that feature out a lot in Fairground right now. So if you're interested in how that all works and want to kind of try out entering referral code and seeing the process and also getting rewarded if you top the leaderboards, that is something we're testing out now, so you can try it out. Then the liquidity provider service level agreement will be updated. This makes it a bit easier for liquidity providers to come in and out of markets, which makes it's based on feedback from them. They were previously some liquidity providers were reluctant to provide liquidity because they didn't like the agreements that they would have to commit to. And whilst this new agreement is less strict, it still makes them commit to markets, so they can't just rug you and take their assets away once they're there. But it just makes them more flexible and it gives them more power to do what they want to do, what they need to do to provide liquidity efficiently, but also still protecting the people that use the markets. So that's pretty huge, because if we encourage more people to provide liquidity, plus through like a better system, plus there's referrals, plus there's oracles and perpetuals, you kind of got all the features you need for a really tasty derivative exchange, tasty decentralized derivative exchange. Then there are also market governance enhancements. They basically allow the community to vote to end the market. You need this because with perpetuals, those markets can go on forever and ever. And so now you need kind of some way for the community to bring those markets to a close, if they're no longer needed. Whereas with cash settled futures, they are cash settled on a certain date. And so those would kind of come to a close on a certain date. So that you just need a few more extra market governance tools to manage those sorts of markets. And then transfers initiated by governance, they allow governance votes to enable network transfers, which yeah, you can read more about that on the specs page if you'd like to learn a bit more about that one. When do these arrive? Late October, which is this month. This community call, I'm kind of covering them, and they're testing right now in Fairground. So really, really exciting. We've been talking about this release for forever, and here it comes. Okay, now some updates from blog.vega.xyz. I used to do this at the beginning of the community calls, but now kind of focusing on the market first and talking about these later. But that doesn't make them any less important. And so this month, quite a lot of things happened. Quite a few things happened, including the mainnet 0.72.14 deployment with the road. Like we also outlined the road to Cosmic Elevator in that blog. So that was actually the previous deployment. It wasn't too far. It wasn't too far away. It was quite recent. It was quite recent. That was the words I was looking for. Yeah, that was that deployment added stop orders, iceberg orders, and successor markets. And we also kind of grouped in the console UI refresh, although that wasn't directly a core deployment, that was from the kind of front end design engineering team. And this blog post is really, really good. I say that as I wrote some of it, but it really outlines what's coming next, what features we've got added then, and what to expect. Then the tech update for September 2023 just released like 2 or 3 days ago. Definitely check out that if you're one of the more techie people in the community and you want to know exactly what engineering you're working on, both core and front end. Community update September 2023 is almost a way to read this kind of call. So the community updates for each month, they go over everything that happened at Vega from the last 2 community update newsletters. So the newsletter comes out every 2 weeks, and then every 4 weeks, the community update comes out on the blog. And if you go through there, we kind of highlight the most important things happening in the Vega ecosystem over the last month. So that's worth a read if you haven't checked out the newsletter yet. And then there's a basic blog on how to deposit and get started trading. A lot of how-to guides have been created over the last few weeks, and a kind of big ultimate 0 to 1 getting started guide is coming soon to tie them all together. Then the MetaMask Snap guide came out, as well as the browser wallet guide. And those go over the newly released wallets that I went over on the previous slide. And then coming soon, we have the next tech update for next month. There's a mystery blog. This is the alpha we mentioned on the banner for this call. There's a really, really big announcement coming soon, and I think it will make a lot of people in the community quite excited. Can't reveal what it is yet, but it will be revealed when it's time, and I think that's within the next week or 2. So quite close to the Cosmic Elevator release as well. And there'll be a blog post released going over all the details for that. But a lot of the closed community members are actually working with us right now on this to help put together the things we need to make this announcement. And then the 0 to 1 getting started guide that I mentioned earlier. So also updates, I think last month we talked about, there's a blog post on how to become a validator. Now Vega welcomes its 14th validator, who just joined the set, and that's GP Validator. So they're now committing blocks to the network and doing all the good things that validators do. And I think that validator set will increase in size over the next few months as well. So they're not the first, they're not going to be the last to join, but they're certainly the first in a few months. And also they've taken us to 14, which I think Vega has never been at before. So this is pretty big and the start of many. Then I would like to talk about the community crossover series. This is a new series which Vega are doing with other projects. So yesterday we had a really cool Twitter space. Shout out to Edo, Nissa, and Barney who spoke with me on the panel, and also to Simon Harmon from Chainflip. He's their founder CEO. These spaces are actually really cool. We got a lot of new community members who kind of followed the account and checked out Vega after this. And we learned so much about Chainflip, what they're doing. It's across platform or cross what's it called? Cross blockchain. Like it's yeah. It lets you switch from Bitcoin to Ethereum to other assets in a completely decentralized way. Across platform DEX. That's I think the right phrase. And so we learned all about why Simon thinks this is useful in DeFi, and basically how centralized exchanges are often used just to transfer from one chain to another. That's what it's called, a cross-chain swap. To swap from one chain to another, and how that's kind of needed in DeFi in a way that we can do this in an entirely decentralized way, but also really minimizing fees. Because right now, if you try to use Ledger or something to swap, it's very expensive. And then obviously Barney talked a lot about Vega. The answers are great, and a lot of the kind of ideologies of both Simon and Barney were similar, and they had some really good hot takes in there. So if you haven't seen that yet, do catch the recording on Vega's Twitter account, or come to the next one, which we don't know when it is yet. We haven't announced it, but there'll be another community crossover coming fairly soon, and we're going to do more and more of these with other projects to just learn about other projects and cross-pollinate with their communities. So yeah, overall, really, really cool. Okay, next are Vega Ambassadors, the Vega Plus Ambassador Club. So this is a really big week. I'm hoping some of them are in the audience, and if you are, shout out, hi, hope you guys are well. And if you ask questions, I'll answer them at the end of this call. So the Vega Plus Ambassador Program V2 is now officially launched. 11 new ambassadors were onboarded into the Vega Discord. We're sending out reminder emails to some of them that haven't joined. Well, they've all been added but haven't introduced themselves yet on the channel. We have a welcome week meeting tomorrow, and also shout out to Quentin for the banner he made. This banner here, if you like it, it was made by one of the ambassadors who just joined. Really, really cool. I took it for this. Cool. And yeah, we're super excited to work with the new ambassadors, both the new and the old, and making Vega a fantastic place where everyone wants to be in the community, making it the party that never ends. That's kind of how I was describing it. So yeah, let's say a huge welcome to the new ambassadors, and also the old ones, but the new ambassadors that have joined the team. And let's see what we can kind of work together to create, and what we can do with Vega and the project, the ecosystem, the community over the next few months. And yeah, I'm excited to get to work with all of you guys. So usually at the end, I go through general community plans. So what exactly, what initiatives we're working on, just a quick overview summary, so we have them from a bird's eye view. And this month we have fairground incentives every week, which is some months that was more than enough to keep everyone interested. But this month we got that plus so many other things. Then the big Cosmic Elevator release. This is absolutely huge. This should be this month. Huge campaign, which I haven't announced yet, but I've teased. That should be announced next week. Top secret, but really cool. And if you get involved, it's a really, really good thing to get involved in. Well, it's an interesting thing to get involved in. The ambassador program is now going for exciting times. We've just begun. Events. There may be an event in the Vega London office, either the very end of this month or the start of next month. It's currently under wraps, but if it comes together, we'll share more details either in the next call to review it, or to kind of invite everyone to attend. The Discord role redesign program is still work in progress, but we've made a lot of progress since last time. And it's a good way for people to get involved in the Vega community, even if you're not part of the ambassador program. And then research office hours are now monthly. We had a session last week, all about perpetuals. Really, really good. We had a big chat with Vitold, who was back. He's a regular from the research office hours, and we went really deep on that topic. I think next time we're going to try and cover on-chain referrals with Charlie, who works on them and has never been on a research office hours before. So it should be quite interesting. Then community crossovers. We're going to do it with more and more projects. That's something to look forward to. And I think each of the projects we're doing it with will be doing some sort of competition to kind of reward people that come along, or just people, just to make it more fun. And then improved onboarding. I think onboarding needs to be really, really good over the next few weeks. As we get the Cosmic Elevator release, we work on this new big, huge campaign. And other people come into the community from the community crossover stuff that we do. So the website's being simplified, and there's this release which should be coming this month as well. It's a good look. The website really looks good, but there's too much content. So it's been simplified a bit. I think it now will look way, way better. Once it launches, we'll be taking feedback from the community. And then the 0 to 1 Ultimate Vega Guide is in the works. I think it's more or less ready, but it will be published this month. So we can give that to new people as well. And that's it for the community plans. There's probably a bit more that's not here, but that will come up throughout the month. So be active in Discord, Telegram, Twitter, and you'll kind of catch it first. But I think, yeah, this is probably one of the most exciting months we've had for a long time. And it's gonna be a really, really great time to be a Vega community member. So big hi to all the new people in the school, and also like a huge hi to everyone that's been here from the beginning, or has been here for a very long time now and is still following. As kind of this is one of the months one of the releases we've been going towards for so long. Finally, the usual swag. Reminder, we're still giving swag out. There were a few competition winners last month. We sent some more out then, and it looks cool. I wear my GM t-shirt all the time. So if you see me around the streets, it's usually wearing that. And yeah, free the markets. So I'll now check quickly if there are any questions, and then we'll bring it to a close.